And welcome to Holidays Red Dead Redemption Addiction. This is John Henry Holiday. This is my first broadcast, or I guess you call voiceover um, video of Red Dead Redemption. This is probably my fifth playthrough with Red Dead Redemption, and I have decided to start my own Facebook group dedicated to Red Dead Redemption addicts, which I am one. This is Red Dead Redemption 2. I've not played the other Red Dead Redemptions yet. However, I plan to, and I'm sure I'll be just as addicted to those as well. And I'm 54 years old. Hadn't played video games since my kids were little, and my middle son Robert, got me turned on to this game. He knew I would like it because I'm an Old West history nut. I've traveled all over the country visiting Old West spots like Deadwood, Tombstone, Lincoln County, New Mexico. I've been everywhere. I absolutely love it, and I have fallen in love with this game. So, I'm already pretty well into this one, and I figured to start things off, I had already done one video, but I didn't do any speaking or commentating in the video. I just posted it up. But in this one, I want to share with you my favorite hunting spot. So at the moment, we are on the north side of Lake Owangelia, however you pronounce that. And if you follow my cursor around here, this side of the lake, and you can see I've already done a lot of hunting over here. This side of the lake, all the way up to here, and I'm guessing that's why they put the trapper up here so you have easy access to it, because I'm sure the game knows this is the best place to hunt, and he's right there for you to turn stuff in. But if you stay on this side of the lake, you can get a multitude of perfect pelts. You can get your diamondback rattlers all through here, in this area here, all the way around to here. You can get perfect beaver pelts. There's always an eagle sitting right here that you can get. You come up through here, and this spot right here, and you stay on this side of that little creek, and there's almost always a cougar you can get. Now, it's not always a perfect pelt, but there's almost always a cougar there. So sometimes they'll be waiting for me. I'll come up the side of the lake, I'll use my binoculars, and I'll see him around in here. You know what? I'm sorry. Go a little further up. It's where the road splits. It's right here is where there's almost always a cougar. That's my bad. Yeah, I'll come up this side, and I'll stop right in here, use my binoculars, and you can almost always see him right in here. If he's not there, then there's almost always a big grizzly bear over here. But anyone who's played this game knows that those cougars will sneak up behind you and have you dead before you even knew what happened. And that's the benefit to this hunting spot. As long as you stay on this side, first you'll hear it if you're not already looking for it ahead of time. And then you have time, because the cougar's always on this side, and it's going to have to cross this little creek. And I've never been caught off guard with a cougar here. I'm always able to head it off by staying on this side. Same with the bear. Instead of them walking up on you and surprising you, it's the opposite. You walk up on them and you get to jump on them. Again, there's a lot of rattlesnakes over here. The cougar, the grizzly bear, which I don't know why I don't have the depiction of a grizzly bear over here, because I've probably killed 24 of them. But anyway, let's take a little trip around Owangelia Lake and do a little hunting. So I'm over here right now. Let's take my white Arabian on around the lake and see what we can find. Now typically on this side over here, This is where I pick up my first beaver, my perfect beaver pelt, and I see one there. And so with the beaver you want to use, what I'm doing, I'm gonna leave. I prefer the Springfield rifle, and I'll go into that in a little bit later. But right now, what we want is our small little 22 varmint rifle. And I already see a beaver over there. I don't know if he's going to be a perfect pelt, but this is typically where I start getting stuff. He's not a perfect pelt. I'll go ahead and take him anyway. We always need food at the campsite. I normally want a headshot, especially if it's a perfect pelt, but because it's not, I'm not going to worry about it. This is just going to be for the meat to give back to Pearson, and maybe we'll still get a perfect pelt, beaver pelt on this adventure as we go along. So let me go down here and get this guy. All right, we got a decent beaver pelt. Not perfect, but we've got some stuff to give Pearson, which is always good. Helps build our honor. So I'm trying. Like I said, I've stated before, I've played through this thing several times. This is the first time I'm actually trying to play through with high honor, which is difficult for me. I don't know if that says something about my personality, but I'm trying not to kill people unnecessarily in this game. What do we got there swimming around? That looks like some kind of... I know there's a... I don't know if I could get it if I were to swim in there and try to get it. I know that there is a legendary fish in this lake. It is kind of shallow in there. I'm going to try to take it. Yeah. I don't know. I think he's too far out now. I've not tried fishing for the legendary fish here yet. I like to hunt more than I like to fish. I always check for beavers right over here. I don't see any. And I said earlier that I prefer the Springfield rifle over the other sniper rifle, and the reason being is the other rifle, you only have zoom in. That is it. With the Springfield, you have almost just as good a zoom in, but you can also zoom out, and that's a bigger benefit for me, especially when enemies are closing in, or like a bear is charging you or something, and you got to zoom out to get a better picture and to find them. This is a better rifle for that. Also, with this rifle, if you use the high velocity shells instead of the regular, use the high velocity, you still get good kills from a long distance. And I don't see any beaver over there, but I bet by the time I get over there, there'll be something. The better option is binoculars, because they'll actually find it for you and tell you what's over there when you're just glassing. Zoom in, but this is normally a pretty good spot right on this side of the lake. I've gotten some elk here, I've gotten a moose there, I've gotten lots of beavers over there. So let's go find out. This is all shallow right here. So I normally just cross right here. Oh, there's that fish. And I got him. Hey, how about that? Nothing's coming up as being the legendary. It's just a regular muskie, it looks like. And that's alright. I'll take it. I said, this is a treasure trove area for hunting. This is my favorite spot to hunt. I've got 3, maybe 4 spots that I absolutely love. This is my #1 favorite. So we'll throw him on there.
Come on, girl.
And that's the nice thing about having the trapper so close by to this spot is if you get 2 pelts that you can't stow both of them, you can just run over to the trapper real quick and then go get the other one. So let's see, we'll come around here. I won't stay on the horse very long. Well, looks like we got another beaver already. He just took off running. I don't know if I'll get him. Got him. Got him. Let's see if he's a... Oh, no, I didn't. I'm going to get him away from to get on shore. We got him that time. Let's see what else is over here. Looks like we got a bunch of ducks. Yep, mallard ducks. I've got plenty of feathers right now for making dynamite arrows and that type of thing. So I'm not so concerned about getting any ducks. That's not going to be a perfect pelt, because it was not a headshot. So even if it was originally, it won't be now because of where I hit it. But I'll still take it. Like you say, we got to feed the crew, the gang. So I'll give it to Pearson. Yeah, there's fish jumping in the lake like crazy. Get the horse over here, we'll get him stowed up. All right, buddy.
Girl.
See if there's anything over there. Just some ducks still. I'm not worried about ducks now. I always like the glass up here, and that might actually be our eagle right there. Nope, Canadian goose. But a lot of times, oh, there, we got one. Not a perfect pelt. But a lot of times there is an eagle just sitting right along here. Easy pickings. I don't see him today. I might have got rid of him because he might have took off when I started doing all the shooting. Let me grab this one over here. So right now I've got 3 beavers to hand over to Pearson. This is going to be a good hunting trip when we're done.
Just wait a second, girl.
Another good beaver pelt. I've got that trinket thing or whatever it is that raises the value of pelts for me. Like I said, I'm already pretty deep into this game when I decided to start doing this. Eventually, once I finish it, I'll start it over again and start creating videos from the beginning. Now, I like to get off here and take my 22 with me because a lot of times we'll find let me also get my Deadeye. We'll find a rattlesnake along here. I'm trying to get enough perfect rattlesnake skins to get a saddle made. I'm not even close to being there yet. I've got the the cougar saddle right now. I've also got the alligator skin saddle, which is an easy one to get, and a couple others. But the one I really want, I've got the beaver skin saddle. I want that rattlesnake skin saddle. So I always just take my time through here because I've killed quite a few rattlesnakes along this little path. A lot of times if you're running and you go past them, by the time you see the little dot on the map and turn around, they're gone. So just take it nice and easy. Maybe use the Deadeye. I don't think we're gonna get one this time along this path. There may be one further up though. Says my battery is low. Let me get this thing plugged in. Bear with me for a second. Controller battery's low. Okay, get that plugged in. Let's continue. No rattlesnake. There's my buddy fishing over there. Normally there's some turkeys, or it looks like we got a deer right there. I'll leave him be for the time being. Call the horse in. I don't want him to get too far where I can't call him in if I need him. That looks like a turkey over there. Yeah, perfect wild turkey. So we bring a turkey back to Pearson. It's always an easy kill. There's my pal. Whoops, sorry buddy. I don't mean to pull the gun out on you. I was just trying to greet you.
Hey there, partner. Good to see someone who ain't afraid of hard work. Anything worth doing is worth doing right.
There you go. Just made a friend. That's how it goes. I always say hi to that guy when I walk by. Alright. Perfect. Eastern wild turkey. We'll get this back to Pearson. Like I said, this could be a nice little hunting trip. Yeah, we'll pick him up and put him on there. Alright, let's continue. Sure like to get a rattlesnake along this little trip. Some ducks. Now, if I come across the eagle, I'll take it, but typically I've already passed the spot where there's an eagle. So but I never pass up those feathers because I like having the dynamite arrows, and I believe that's the best way to craft them is with the eagle flight feathers. Alright, we're closing in where the road veers from the creek. And that's where we should find, is that a moose? What is that? Looks like an elk. Get the binoculars. Should be coming on some, yeah. Okay, Rocky Mountain cow elk. Rocky Mountain cow elk. There's probably a perfect one in there. Yep, there is. So I can take him for Mr. Pearson's. That's not the perfect one. That's not the perfect one. There's our perfect one. Let me get up on this stone. So I'll be able to zip out. There he is. Goodbye. Wow, I can't believe I didn't kill him. That one did. Alright, so now we're adding elk to our hunt for Mr. Pearson. I can't believe that first shot didn't take him. I got him right in the head. Kind of an odd spot. Let's see if it's gonna let me. There it is, and it's no longer a perfect pelt. I had to shoot him twice. But I'm more after the meat, because I've already got all my trinkets and saddles and satchels. You see I've got the top satchel right now. I've got a fish on here. Replace the muskie. Well, I'm not gonna... Well, right now, I can't take it to the trapper yet because there's still that bear and there's the cat, so... I don't know how long this is gonna stay good, but we'll take it for a little walk with us, see if we can't get to the trapper. Showing that there's a dead animal up here. Did I kill 2 of them? One run away? I did. Let's see what we got here. We'll drop this guy. We'll skin him. We'll get the meat from him. I always gotta leave the pelts here. Come back and see if they're any good later on. So right now, we're almost at the point where we can get the cougars. Or a cougar. There should be either a bear, a grizzly bear, or a cougar up here. Sometimes there's both. Coming up to where the road splits away from the creek, and that's typically where we find the cougar. Build up my Deadeye. Get my rifle ready. Do a little glassing. Blue jay. This is a good spot to get cougars, boars. That tree right there is typically where the bear would be if he was here right now, but I don't see him. Something up there. I'm not sure. It might have been a turkey. The nice thing about using the binoculars is binoculars will see things you don't. And it'll come up on the right bottom right side. Just picked up something, but I don't know what it is. What is it? White-tailed deer. Okay. I don't see it, but the binoculars do. It's back there somewhere. That's not what I'm looking for. So, like I said, a lot of times I've come over here, the cougar's sitting there at the water, getting a drink or making his way over. For whatever reason, I don't see him at the moment. Now, if I cross over, there's a good chance he'll come out of nowhere and get me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some scent blocker on. And some cover scent, and go over there and lay down some predator bait. That should draw them out. So we're going to put it right here. Now we're going to put it. We're going to put it more than just a little on there too. small up here. Some more down here. Don't be afraid to use a bunch of it. You can buy more at the trappers. Alright. Let's go on this side where we should have a safe view without having to worry about them sneaking up on us. And we sit there and wait for a little bit. Oh, I already see him. There he is, guys. He's not a perfect one. It's a 2-star. And there's our boars. See if we can find a perfect boar. Alright. There's another boar way over there. I'm gonna miss. I'm not gonna get him. But we got our cougar. Let me call the horse in. And we got some boar pelts too. Fortunately, this time we did not get a perfect cougar. But like I said, it gives us perfect vantage point. He's not going to sneak up on us. And now we're safe from being attacked by a freaking cougar. Let's see. I just heard something. I'm doing this through headphones in order to use my my microphone. So the sounds sound a little different. I don't think that was a coyote or anything, so I should be safe. So we'll skin this out. Like I say, typically if the bear is there, we'll see the bear when we first walk up by the tree. So we should be safe from the bear. I'll stow him up. Okay. I'm going to grab him with me, take him up there to the trapper. Let's go get our boar skin. Come on. There he is. Set this down for a minute. We're just going to take the skin and meat off the boar and leave the carcass. That's the benefit of having the trapper right close to the best hunting spot, is I can just run this carcass up there to him. Here. And not have to take anything off of my horse. I've got those other elk carcasses. I don't think they'll be any good at this point. It's been a little too long to get back to them. But what the gang needs is the meat. I put a little marker up there so I can always find a trapper. That sounded like an elk. You never know what's going to come around. When you're in this spot, there's a lot of animals, so I kind of keep an eye on my my little map on the left for any red dots, in case I got to throw that cougar down, shoot something. I don't think we're in any danger of a bear or a cougar at this point, but you never know when wolves are going to come running out. Here's my buddy. All right.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
Cougar. fish. I think everything else should be going to Pearson. Yep. Everything else will go to Pearson. Do I want to buy anything while I'm here? I think I'm in pretty good shape. Maybe some
Nothing quite
cover
like doing your
scent
best day's work.
and some bait, predator bait.
Sure.
Cover scent lotion.
Never go a hunt without.
Normally I try to keep this full. I don't worry about running out of money. I try not to keep cash in case I get caught by bounty hunters or something. I can just surrender, and even if my bounty is $1,000, if I've only got $1.93, that's all it's going to cost me. I got to spend a couple of days in jail, and $1.93 will come out of my thing. And in the meantime, I've got $10,000 worth of provisions.
Folk bring me to work with.
So
Dead
I
squirrels,
try
cats,
not to
pups.
keep a lot of money, just a little bit of money, and then I try to keep all my provisions full, which I think the satchel that I have allows me to have 100 or 99 items of each thing. So I try to stay pretty full. All right, so now that I've had a good hunt. I mean, I could go back through there and try some more, but I'm pretty full at the moment. So I'm just going to set up camp, fast travel, back to home base, which should be Shady Belle. We'll turn all this into Mr. Pearson, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is my favorite hunting spot. Let me know if you got any tips that I could use. I'm always open for learning more. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on playing this game, and you know, most of the stuff I didn't come up with on my own. It's from watching videos, and a few things I've come up with on my own, like keeping a low dollar amount. That's kind of my own thing, and also using the Springfield rifle because you can get it early. You can get a scope put on it immediately, and you don't have to wait for that stupid goat herding challenge to get a sniper rifle. So you can get a sniper rifle very early on, and quite honestly, I prefer the Springfield over the sniper rifle anyway, because you can zoom in and out with it. So here I am. Let's get everything turned in to Pearson, and then we'll call this one a wrap until the next one. Let's see what we got from Mr. Pearson here. Beaver,
Well, the quality's
turkey.
a bit lacking. We won't get much for it.
They got a good cougar pelt, boar pelt,
So, might as well make some money
some
off
more beavers. We should have some meat in here for them. Where's it at? There we go. Some stringy meat.
Well, I'll take what I can get.
Animal fat.
Good job, Arthur.
There we go. Pretty good hunt.
This is going in the pot.
All right.
Many
That
thanks,
is that.
Mr. Morgan.
Now let's see. Does he have a pot going? If he does, we'll come over here. We'll get a little, and we'll get fortified on our health. Yes, sir. Anytime he's got a pot going, I try to get some because it strengthens your health, and it's a good thing to do. So anyway, that's how we do it, guys. Until the next one, take care.
Evening, Arthur.